Welcome back to Real Talk NFT. I'm your host, Brian. Y'all know my amazing co host, Joe. And we have an awesome guest here for you today. It is one of the co founders of Crypto Fight Night. They're merging the world of crypto and combat sports, doing some fun stuff out there. We have Rahul on today to talk all about Crypto Fight Night. Rahul, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you, guys. This is a pleasure in telling you more about Crypto Fight Night and also learning a lot more about what you guys do.
Yeah, well, we talk about all things like Web3, NFT, crypto related. One day we could be talking about a new layer one blockchain, the next day talking about a hot new NFT project, or even, some sort of AI generated meme coin. Right now, everything's on the table for what we want to talk about. But, let's talk a little bit about you. I'd love to know about your background. Really tell me about your background, how you got into Web3, and would love to know if you have like combat or like boxing experience or if you're an enthusiast and that's how you got into this world of Crypto Fight Night.
Yeah, well, I think, we at Crypto Fight Night, the founders all have different hats we wear in, let's say, our day jobs, right? So back in 2021, all of us came from different walks of life and we were all involved in the space. I personally am involved as a VC. So we have a private investment firm out of Dubai that's been actively investing and incubating companies in the space for the last few years. And we had our other co-founders from different, we had entrepreneurs, we had influencers, we had investors, people who all took a different role in the community. And what we were thinking is, it's back in 21 and we said, no one's really met much in real life. We just came out of COVID. First time everybody met was back in BTC Miami at the top of the year. And we said, let's do something that brings everybody under one roof. And the thought was, crypto being such a PvP environment and, the people out there wanting to always engage in competitive, yet a very networking focused sort of moment, we thought, let's come up with this concept of Crypto Fight Night. However, we said we can't do it. We can't do it out there in a gym. We said we got to do some gauges, everyone around us. And everyone's been contributing so positively to the space for so many years. Everybody's on the top of their game. Something that's the same platform that one would expect when they're at that level. And that's where Crypto Fight Night came from. And, over the course of this, I'll tell you a lot more about how we've built this to always ensure that. And that's really the story at the back.
Crypto Fight Night's cool. Not gonna lie, it's I think I've followed it since the inception. There, I know you've been in like London and Singapore, Las Vegas, if I remember correctly. But there was one just recently. I think it was the Singapore one where we had we had Ansem fight Barney. Was that the most recent one?
Now, Ansem fighting Barney was back in April in Dubai. And then we have BitBoy fighting
BitBoy was
in London. That was in London. And then we had the war in September where Hedgehog took the supposed to fight Nick Carter. And a week before, unfortunately, Nick Carter just got a bulge in his ring. But that was really the build up for Singapore. But it was I think honestly, as we've been doing this, the reason we went out of Dubai, because that's where we started, is just we see so many people from our world engaging with the product. We're like, and watching online is a fantastic experience. It's a very inclusive experience. That's why it's always free. That's why it's on social media. Being in the arena and being with the on site is a phenomenal moment. Like, and I can tell you because even for us, a background of being from different parts of business, with crypto being one of the core focuses, and to see so many friends in one time from all over the world, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to mention running in boxing events probably vastly different than a technology company. What's been like I usually ask this at the end, but what's been the biggest response from the community? Is it like more fights, more craziness, more marketing? Like what's been the response?
Well, I think for most it's been about just can we get involved, right? Because I think right? I mean, all of us spend most of our time doing either meetings or being on the keyboard, and then it's about you get this opportunity to say, hey, would you like to fight? And it's like, okay, but it's a big stage, it's being streamed all over the world, and then you go change your lifestyle completely to get into this ring for 3 to 4 months is what you spend training. And I think the biggest question that keeps coming to us from communities can be involved. And for us, it's a crypto fight night, and trust me, some of them have gone for 6 hours and 6 and a half. Wish we could get more people in. There's just that many people who want it in, and I think it leads to them having a ability to actually take away from the crazy and just focus on themselves, focus on challenges, overcoming those challenges, and that's really it. And I've had some fighters walk through a few fights and saying, you know what, this helped. I was going through something. I went through it. I got through it. I made through the challenge, and now I'm good. So it's crypto fight night almost just solved that, and that was what is beautiful takeaway that we didn't expect either.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how I'm sorry, I'm not expert in boxing or combat sports. I was gonna ask how a boxer, let's say that person you just mentioned, either continues his journey or is it, just highlights or specific areas where maybe Ansem will box more than once. How does that work? Is it a league? Is it for charity? How's a proponent work?
So in terms of being involved with crypto fight night, it's you fight on crypto fight night. We always welcome to come back. What happens is not everyone's going to be able to fight as many times as we do shows a year, right? Because everybody's busy, everybody's working on their different projects and different sort of initiatives. So fighters are returning, and there are some that may make almost every show, but most sort of pick up a couple of shows a year and they come in and get involved. And is really you come in, you do an exhibition match, we observe, we watch. Things is health and safety is super important. All of us aren't exactly trained to go into armed combat or unarmed combat in this case, right? So we want to make sure that people are able to participate, but at the same time they are training and they are developing themselves in a way that they can participate as safely. And that's where we always invite people back, but their progress.
I love it. I think it's really cool. And I think the whole idea kind of coming out of COVID when we were all stuck behind our computers, buying sports trading cards, buying crypto. And then you say crypto is truly a PvP. It really is, you get that rivalry sometimes, like keyboard warriors at the end of the day, but you kind of like developed this opportunity for people to kind of put their money where their mouth is, sort of deal. There's true rivalries out there in the Twitter space. There's true like villains out there in the crypto world, and you kind of embrace that, and you have people really, like I said, put money where their mouth is. You're doing a lot of fun, doing a lot of things that are fun, definitely engaging. And if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure, I have to look because I've done my fair share of wagering on Polymarket, but I'm quite sure I've wagered on a few of these fights on Polymarket. So there's even that like component there where like the crypto community can truly back their favorite like hero or villain.
Right? Yeah. It just gives you such an added element of investment experience when you're able to get involved, which we know with all kinds of sports. And I think what we've noticed very interestingly is that, for example, the first fight was Rookie versus Loomdart, and no doxed at that moment, right? And that was the first fight night. And we noticed that people placed a number of bets based on what they perceived the sort of combat quotient based on how people are keyboard warriors and how they sound online. And then they got doxed before the fight, and we saw some changes in those wagers to see that how that goes down.
I know you probably all your fights are your favorite fights, but curious, do you have like a favorite moment or a favorite fight through what are we in the fifth fight night coming up? Is that correct, or the sixth?
The seventh one coming up because we have Crypto Fight Night 5, because we also have the CFN off-chain brand, which has done 2 fights already, like Singapore. So, but it is the seventh. In terms of a favorite fight, it's a hard one to choose. I'll tell you a really good one, though. A really good one was into the Trading Lord versus Crown fight on CFN 3. I mean, these guys, they both out there. And it was a fantastic moment, meant so much to both fighters. Both fighters were able to, I mean, at the end of it, it was declared a draw. And that's one of the reasons that it's actually one of my favorites, because it was an actual fight that where no fighter left anything, and they managed to get through that moment. So that's one of my favorites. It's a draw. That's happened on CFN.
Amazing. And I know CFN was endorsed by the World Boxing Council, and you have a WCB Crypto Belt. Can you touch base on that a little bit? That's cool stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, the World Boxing Council has been a partner of Crypto Fight Night from its inception. We wanted to make sure that we instill the best of professionalism, regulation, health, and safety. And what they've done is they have granted us an exclusive WBC Crypto title. It's the only exhibition title they make in the world. It is such a prestige item to win, because the green belt, which is the most coveted belt. And now you got one that says World Champion Crypto on it. I mean, it was just to see those two worlds collide in that moment. I think probably one of the larger achievements of what we were trying to achieve. That the crypto community and us in it have operated in this sort of niche, in this sort of separate reality from the rest of the world. And we said, no, I think there's a beautiful crossover here where we can put together, and the WBC Crypto Championship is, a testament to that.
Well, yeah, this is very interesting colliding of worlds, as you mentioned. Is there any plans of crypto blockchain integration, if not already, and plans for the future?
One thing about Crypto Fight Night is it's an organization that's obviously privately held, self-funded. It's never done a raise. It's never done token issuance. I think integrating a blockchain element is definitely something that is very. We find a use case that is actually one that we can solve. Necessary. I think so far we have found that we're able to give our stakeholders, which is the fans, which are the fighters, the partners, we're able to deliver them exactly what they wanted, and we haven't yet found a necessary need for the blockchain at Crypto Fight Night. And being someone who's doing just crypto with most of their lives, it is very ironic, but at the same time, we have learned that the blockchain is super powerful, is super important. But one of the things I think you learn as more time is it's not always required, and so that's why we haven't yet incorporated it.
You've had some big fights on the card over the past couple of years, but you have one upcoming that definitely piqued my interest, because both these individuals are well known in the crypto space. We got BitBoy, or Ben Armstrong, who is, to say the least, a controversial individual in the world of crypto. And then we have Ansem, who's kind of the like Solana meme coin lead there, at least a couple months ago. Was definitely like he would tweet out just like a picture of a cat and people would go crazy. But just two huge personalities in the space going head to head. And I'm on your Twitter page. I even see you in between the two guys, and I'm shocked how tall. I know Ansem's tall, but he's like extremely tall, huh? He's gonna have some length.
Yeah, he's got some reach. Yeah.
Tell me about that matchup.
Well, the thing is, we always at Crypto Fight Night try to create, moments that we know are going to be super viral and super meaningful to the community. And I think we all know this cycle has been so heavily focused on memes. It just made that we showcase the most, let's say, brightest spots of those memes and meme cycles. And I think with Ansem, what you will find is that they both come fighting styles. Ansem himself is super, super strong. He's super shredded. I don't know if you've seen his photos from the latter videos. Boy's got like less than 10% body fat, right? And he is a machine. He can be a machine, but he is super, super. It takes some time to get ready. It takes some time to train. But I think there's so much potential there. he's someone that I think is going to be, as the fights go on, he's going to definitely be showing rather to most of the community how you can manage your business, but take out time for your fitness, for your health, and really focus on that. Then you go with BitBoy, and it's BitBoy is somebody who is, he spent a few more years than us in the industry. He's definitely, but at the same time, if you have you watched his fights, he is hungry. He is someone who doesn't quit. He doesn't stop. He doesn't know the word of or give up. He just goes. He's 100 or 0, and when he's in the ring, he's 110. And I think that when those two forces collide, it's going to be a fantastic thing to watch.
I'm looking at the odds right now on Polymarket. I hope I'm looking at the right link right now, but it looks like Ansem has a 37% chance to win.
Interesting.
Man, Ansem is huge. He's got so much range, and he's like cut and like shredded. I know he didn't win against Barton, but you're right. BitBoy, that guy has a drive in him that like feels like you got to kill him to beat him, sort of deal. He would keep on getting up. So really interesting stuff. I'm excited for this upcoming match. And is this December the 6th? I think I saw. December the 6th.
December 6th, Friday. Yeah. Yeah, it's Formula One weekend here. It's also a really busy week for the community. We have the Future Blockchain Summit. We have obviously Crypto Fight. We have the Formula One. We got Bitcoin Mina. So a lot happening within 7 days here in the country. So, it's definitely always find that we want to position ourselves when a number of people from around the world are in the city, and we want to give them a break from and the busy work, right, with the conferences, meetings, and everything, and say, hey, here's a moment where you can actually, relax. And let's be honest, the most organic next events, right? Going to a basketball game, going to a baseball game, a football game. Those are some of the moments when you actually get to connect with the guy beside you. And that's what we want to always inculcate and always try to promote here at Crypto Fight Night. It's come on down, spend some time asking people in the ring, but also spend time with some amazing people.
That's awesome. I'm not sure if you're allowed to commentate on this fight coming up. Do you have a winning horse in this fight?
I can't comment on that. That part
Yeah,
where
okay. I was just
it
curious.
goes. I've been standing there watching the fights for a long time, and I have a lot of. Fortunately, I gotta keep them to myself.
Understood.
Yeah. I'm sure one of the co-founders probably is pretty privy to some injury news or any sort of news that could pop up. That would be very interesting, though. If you ever want to drop any alpha, just feel free to let Joe and I know. How do I get Joe in the ring for one of these fights?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm sure there's a long list, a long waiting line.
Raul, tell me a little bit about the future plans and just what you're thinking about expansion in the future. Where do you see Crypto Fight Night in like the next 5-10 years? What do you think this is going to develop as?
The way I see Crypto Fight Night is that I think as we go through, notice that we always try to make sure that those who want to get involved, whether they're, and first and foremost, get in the ring. And the reason we stress that is I think who benefit from the process of getting in the ring. And we want to make sure that as we grow, we involve as many people as possible in that journey. And I think if you see the vision of Crypto Fight Night, it is to take a community, it is to build a platform where they can showcase not only their skills, their drive. It's not just about punches, but it's about getting and overcoming a challenge, and also take one step further and let's look at the real world. It's a cross boxing promotion. We've had people fight on this card from the crypto community. We've had professional fighters contest WBC titles on this. We've had personalities who are not from crypto but are generally influencing a large number of people. See it is that as we go through the next journey, all of this together in a moment where is spending time building their profile, building their personalities, building gets to be on a stage where they can reach to an audience which is wider, which is where I think they will of um, eyeballs and followers, and that will add to their existing initiative of what they're trying to achieve in their personal and professional. And I think that's
I'm all for what you're building. This is a lot of fun, and you nail a lot of great points out there. Why this is like kind of bringing. I just love the idea of we don't even know some of these people. Half of them are not doxxed, and then the first time you see them is when they're actually swinging at each other in a boxing ring, and you kind of I don't know, I love the idea. I think it's a great idea. I know a lot of people within the crypto community in circles that I run in, whenever there's an upcoming fight, we're kind of talking about it. There's a buzz. Seems like you're getting bigger and bigger headlines every single day. And from a fighter's perspective, you hit the nail on the head. It makes a lot of sense. You get a whole new set of eyeballs on you as an influencer, as a person, a way to get yourself in shape. You definitely need to be in good physical form, be in shape, kind of get out there, jog a little bit, do your fair share of crunches while you're trading those meme coins at home. But really, really love what you have going on here. Would love to give you an opportunity for anybody that wants to learn more about Crypto Fight Night or learn about you to kind of give it a shout out so the audience can find it easily.
no, I appreciate that, and learning more about Crypto Fight Night. We have Crypto Fight channel on all different socials: Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and we also have CFN.WTF because sometimes you think about it and you're like WTF, and it's definitely a great place to go and find out more about Crypto Fight Night. And welcome everyone there. Thank you.
Yep. Just so the audience knows, we're going to put all those links below the video, how you can find Rahul, how you can tune in on these major marquee fights. Definitely excited for the upcoming fight on December the 6th. Check out Polymarket if you're not a US resident. If you are, do your thing. So really appreciate you jumping on, Rahul, and we'll definitely have you on soon to talk possibly the results of this upcoming fight.
I think it's fantastic, and I think I look forward to coming back and talking about that. I hope you guys tune in, and we look forward to meeting you hopefully in person very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.